think that, eventually when the time is right. Does it seem boring?
A little sedate.
No, I've seen interesting marriages and I've seen not interesting.
Leonardo DiCaprio, an Oscar-winning actor, climate activist, and eternal heartthrob, has captivated audiences for over 3 decades. But while his career remains a soaring success, one question continues to follow him like a shadow. Will Leo ever settle down and get married? With DiCaprio now 50, fans and critics alike are revisiting his long-standing bachelor status, especially amid rumors of a serious relationship with Italian supermodel Vittoria Ceretti. Is the Hollywood icon finally ready to break his infamous dating streak? Or is marriage still off the table? A recent insider report suggests that Leo just doesn't see himself as a husband and never has. Despite whispers of an engagement, DiCaprio is reportedly not sold on the idea of marriage, even now. In this deep dive, we explore why Leo has avoided marriage all these years, his evolving relationship history, the public's obsession with his dating preferences, and what the future may hold for one of Hollywood's most elusive bachelors. Stay tuned, because what you're about to learn may just change everything you thought you knew about Leonardo DiCaprio. In the shimmering illusion that is Hollywood, the line between love and performance blurs more often than not. Behind the glitz, the red carpet kisses, and the diamond-studded engagements lies a darker reality, one where marriage is frequently less about devotion and more about deals, image, and timing. The glossy surface hides broken vows, NDA-covered affairs, and high-stakes divorces that rake in more headlines than box office premieres. In this chaotic whirlwind of fame and expectations, Leonardo DiCaprio stands as an anomaly, unapologetically unmarried, yet undeniably romantic. For years, Leo has danced just outside the boundaries of traditional commitment, becoming infamous not for his breakups, but for his intentional decision to never walk down the aisle. And while tabloids label him a perpetual bachelor, those close to him paint a different picture. A man who values genuine connection, but refuses to reduce love to a contract. To him, the ring isn't a symbol of forever. It's a social obligation wrapped in glittering expectations. In DiCaprio's world, love is fluid, organic, and most importantly, free. What makes this stance even more intriguing is how steadfast he's remained in an industry where celebrity marriages come with lucrative magazine deals and public approval. He's dodged all of it, and rather than crumbling under pressure, Leo's approach has earned a kind of respect, even admiration. He's not anti-love, he's anti-illusion. Unlike many of his peers, he's not playing a part when it comes to relationships. While others tie the knot only to untangle messy divorces months later, DiCaprio walks a different path, one where authenticity reigns. The myth of marriage may still be alive in Hollywood, but Leo DiCaprio has made it clear. He's not buying into the fantasy. And he's not afraid to challenge the entire system by simply staying true to his own script. Leonardo DiCaprio's love life is practically its own Hollywood saga, an unfolding narrative of glamour, youth, and uncanny precision. His dating history could fill red carpets alone, beginning with his early 2000s romance with Gisele Bündchen, a relationship that captured the media's full attention. But as the years rolled on, the pattern emerged like clockwork. Bar Raffaelli, Blake Lively, Tony Garn, Nina Agdal, Camila Morone, Gigi Hadid. Each woman is stunning, successful, and significantly younger. The pattern that has stirred the most controversy? The age limit. DiCaprio's dating timeline reveals an almost eerie consistency. His partners rarely make it past the age of 25. The most glaring example? His 5-year relationship with Camila Morrone, which mysteriously ended just as she hit that infamous milestone. The internet had a field day. Memes, timelines, and snarky think pieces exploded across social platforms, suggesting Leo's romantic calendar has a built-in expiration date. But just as everyone assumed the script couldn't change, enter Vittoria Ceretti. At 26, the Italian supermodel has already broken the unspoken age rule. And yet, something about this pairing feels different. Sources close to the actor whisper that Leo is showing signs of deeper emotional investment. He's reportedly more attentive, more open, and surprisingly grounded, traits that rarely surfaced in previous flings. Could this be the one to finally rewrite his romantic narrative? Still, even as the chemistry intensifies, DiCaprio remains firm in his anti-marriage stance. Friends say he's content with connection that doesn't require a ring or a vow. The commitment is real, but only on his terms. So while Vittoria may have cracked through the age ceiling, the core pattern still holds. Deep affection, no contract. Whether that ever changes remains Hollywood's favorite guessing game. But for now, Leo continues to love without limits and without labels. Leonardo DiCaprio may be the king of Hollywood blockbusters, but when it comes to tying the knot, he's made it clear he's not playing by anyone else's script. A source close to the actor revealed to Page 6 that Leo just doesn't envision himself as a husband, a sentiment that pulls back the curtain on one of the most private figures in showbiz. And while fans might wonder how someone so committed in relationships can still dodge the altar, the answer lies beneath the surface, layered in autonomy, emotional caution, and unshakable control. For DiCaprio, freedom isn't just a luxury, it's a core part of his identity. Those in his inner circle say he's always valued the ability to live life on his own terms, unbound by tradition or societal pressures. Marriage, in his view, isn't just a romantic commitment. It's a contractual and public surrender of the independence he's fiercely protected for decades. But this isn't just about logistics or legalities. Emotionally, Leo is a fortress. He rarely opens up about his personal life, and when he does, it's filtered through a calculated lens. Fame hasn't just made him cautious, it's made him deliberate. Each relationship, each move, is measured to avoid the public unraveling so many celebrities endure. Marriage, with its inevitable spotlight, could crack that armor wide open. And then there's the control factor. DiCaprio's carefully curated persona is no accident. From his film choices to his red carpet appearances, multiple-phase, every aspect of his image is meticulously managed. Introducing marriage into the equation means surrendering a piece of that narrative to the public, to the press, and to speculation. And for a man who's mastered the art of privacy in an industry built on exposure, that's a risk he may never be willing to take. Vittoria Ceretti is the name that's been buzzing around the world of Hollywood for all the right reasons lately, and her relationship with Leonardo DiCaprio is raising eyebrows in ways no one saw coming. Known for her poised elegance and impeccable modeling career, Ceretti has quickly become the center of attention. But not just because of her stunning looks. Her impact seems to lie in what she offers Leo on a deeper level. Where past relationships with other supermodels have been marked by the blinding glare of fame and high-profile events, this one feels different, more grounded, and refreshingly real. The couple have been spotted across continents, vacationing in serene locales, strolling through museums, and attending intimate family gatherings. There's a distinct calmness to their public outings, a quiet simplicity that contrasts sharply with the whirlwind of Leo's past relationships. In fact, sources close to DiCaprio claim that Soretti is unlike anyone he's ever been with. Insiders describe her as uninterested in the usual celebrity chaos, an individual who doesn't idolize his fame but sees him for the man he is, not the movie star. This down-to-earth demeanor is a stark contrast to the high-maintenance, spotlight-hungry individuals Leo has been linked with before. Even more telling is the way DiCaprio has spoken about Soretti to those close to him. Unlike his past partners, where the connection seemed fleeting or tied to the thrill of romance, Leo reportedly admires Vittoria's intellect and values her independence. She's not just another beautiful face, she's someone who brings something substantial to the table. There's a profound respect there, an admiration for her depth and the relationship they've built together. But despite all the signs pointing toward a meaningful, real connection, the marriage question remains elusive. Sources say the answer is simple, though it's not what fans might expect. For DiCaprio, the love he shares with Soretti is perfect as it is. He believes that marriage could jeopardize the harmony they've created, and he's unwilling to risk tampering with what they've built. The core of their relationship lies in its freedom, its privacy, and its authenticity. And for Leo, that's enough. It's a dynamic that works for them, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. The engagement rumors surrounding Leonardo DiCaprio and Vittoria Soretti reached a fever pitch in 2024 when fans spotted the model wearing a diamond ring on her left hand. The internet immediately exploded with speculation. Had Leo finally popped the question? Could it be that after decades of dating without commitment, the actor had finally decided to settle down? But just as quickly as the rumors surged, sources close to the couple stepped in to put the gossip to rest. The ring, it turns out, had been part of Soretti's jewelry collection since 2022, long before she and DiCaprio ever became an item. Despite this clarification, the speculation didn't dissipate. In fact, the viral memes and theories only gained more traction. One particularly popular comment read, "He hit 50 and realized it was finally time to settle down." LOL, suggesting that perhaps DiCaprio's milestone birthday had finally made him reconsider his stance on marriage. Social media flooded with theories, with many wondering if the Big 50 had changed his mindset about tying the knot. But according to trusted insiders, nothing has changed. While DiCaprio may be showing a more open, emotionally available side with Soretti, the concept of marriage still remains firmly off the table. For Leo, it's never been about finding the right person. It's about his firm belief that marriage is an outdated institution, one that doesn't reflect the depth of commitment he values. His refusal to buy into the fantasy of marriage is not rooted in his relationship with Soretti, but in his unwavering view that love doesn't need to come with a legal contract. Before Vittoria Soretti, there was Camilla Morrone, a model and actress who captured Leonardo DiCaprio's attention for nearly 5 years. Their relationship seemed different from the rest. Although their age gap was frequently dissected by tabloids, the couple's connection appeared grounded, with a sense of intimacy and respect that stood in contrast to Leo's more public flings. They were seen together at family gatherings, vacationing in exclusive spots, and attending events. For a while, it seemed as though DiCaprio might finally be ready to settle down. Friends close to Leo revealed that he genuinely cared for Morrone, allowing her to enter his inner circle, something he hadn't done with past partners. They shared a bond that felt more permanent than the typical Hollywood romance, and many believed that Camilla might be the one to break through Leo's long-standing commitment barriers. But as time went on, something became increasingly clear. Even with Morrone, DiCaprio couldn't take that final step into lifelong commitment. There were whispers that Leo struggled with the very idea of forever. Some believed the thought of marriage felt like a life sentence, a restriction on his personal freedom. Others speculated that he feared how marriage might disrupt the carefully curated lifestyle he had built. Whatever the reason, the relationship ended amicably, but it left a clear message. Leo's resistance to marriage wasn't about the partner, it was about the institution itself. For DiCaprio, it wasn't a matter of finding the right person. It was about staying true to his beliefs. Even with Camilla, a relationship that seemed to have lasting potential, he couldn't shake the idea that commitment in the form of marriage might ultimately change everything. Their split confirmed what many had suspected. Leo's reluctance to marry has always been rooted in principle, not personal feelings. To fully grasp Leonardo DiCaprio's reluctance to commit to marriage, one must first understand the impact of his early Hollywood experiences. The world first took notice of him when he was just a teenager, and after Titanic, he was thrust into a level of fame that most people can't even fathom. The instant stardom came with an overwhelming loss of privacy, the constant scrutiny, and the grueling pressure to maintain a perfect image. As he became one of the most recognizable faces in the world, DiCaprio also lost something much more personal: his sense of self. In various interviews, Leo has opened up about how fame affected his ability to trust people. He became hyper-aware of who was genuinely interested in him as a person and who was just seeking access to his lifestyle. Flood of fake relationships and superficial interactions left a deep mark on him. He couldn't shake the feeling that people were drawn to his fame, not him. And this only intensified his feelings of isolation. The more he experienced this, the more guarded he became. This fear of exploitation seeped into his romantic life, where long-term commitments seemed fraught with risk. How could Leo fully trust anyone when the lines between genuine affection and opportunistic motives were so blurry? Even today, this early trauma continues to shape his approach to relationships. Some psychologists believe that the psychological barriers he built to protect himself from the pitfalls of fame have carried over into his view on marriage. To DiCaprio, the very idea of legally binding himself to someone may feel like opening himself up to further vulnerability, and that's something he's simply not ready to do. When it comes to Leo's deepest passions, marriage rarely makes the list. Ask him about his greatest loves, and he'll talk about his craft, acting, and his unwavering commitment to environmental activism. Acting, for DiCaprio, is not just a job. It's a source of self-expression and a way to connect with the world. His dedication to the environment gives him a sense of purpose that transcends any romantic relationship. These are the driving forces in his life, the things that fuel his soul and shape his identity. In comparison, marriage feels like a straitjacket to Leo. He thrives on freedom, the freedom to travel, to explore new cultures, and to embark on spontaneous adventures without the obligations that typically come with a spouse. This unrestricted lifestyle is what allows him to live authentically, pursuing projects and causes that ignite his passion. His environmental work, for example, takes him across the globe, from remote forests to melting polar caps, speaking to world leaders and working to change policies. Each trip, each moment spent advocating for the planet is an opportunity for personal fulfillment that doesn't require anyone else's approval or support. The freedom to act, to create, and to live without constraint is something Leo fiercely cherishes. It allows him to continue living life on his own terms without compromising for anyone, especially for a spouse who might have different expectations or career goals. The idea of a marriage contract, with its own set of formalities and expectations, doesn't fit with the fluid, dynamic life Leo has carved out for himself. To him, that might feel like a trap, a loss of his autonomy, his ability to make decisions based solely on his passions. For DiCaprio, love is real, but it doesn't have to come with the baggage of a traditional marriage. He sees no reason to sacrifice his independence for the sake of formality when he's already living a life full of purpose, adventure, and meaning. His commitment to his passions is a deeper connection than any legal contract could offer. Those closest to Leonardo DiCaprio are starting to hint at something unexpected. He might actually be reconsidering. As he crossed the milestone of 50, insiders say a subtle shift began. He's reportedly more reflective, even occasionally voicing concerns about what it means to grow old alone. For a man who's famously avoided marriage like the plague, this level of introspection is significant. What's even more intriguing, some sources claim that Vittoria Ceretti is different. So different, in fact, that Leo has quietly floated the idea of a future that includes her in ways none of his past relationships did. It's not about pressure. It's not even about public expectation. It's about something stirring within him. An internal dialogue between the freedom he's always worshipped and the comfort of lasting connection he's possibly begun to crave. The contradiction is striking. Leo still resists societal norms, yet emotionally, he's reportedly more open, more honest, and more affected by love than ever before. If he ever decides to break his lifelong rule, it won't be a minor tabloid headline. It'll be global news. But even if he doesn't walk down the aisle, it won't be a sign of failure. It will simply reaffirm the truth about Leonardo DiCaprio. He lives by no one's script but his own. So, will Leonardo DiCaprio ever walk down the aisle? The answer remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. Marriage has never been a requirement for him to live a fulfilling, passionate, and connected life. Whether he continues his romance with Vittoria Ceretti or chooses a path of personal exploration, Leo's legacy will never be defined by his relationship status. It'll be defined by his talent, his principles, and his refusal to conform. What do you think? Will Leo surprise us all and finally say, "I do"? Or will he remain Hollywood's most eligible bachelor forever? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss another deep dive into the world of celebrity headlines and hidden truths.